हिंदुओं में एक अभ्यास है अभी कि कश्मीर के बारे में भी जो कहते हैं, बंगाल के बारे में भी कहते हैं, केरल के बारे में भी कहते हैं, और थोड़ी निराशाजनक बात कहते हैं। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि निराशाजनक कारण नहीं है, परंतु एक बात करने का लहजा ये है कि अरे बंगाल तो गया, बंगाल में अब कोई आशा की किरण नहीं है, बंगाल तो जाना ही है। तो इस तरीके से, इस चित्तभूमि से, इस पृष्ठभूमि से आते हैं, आपका क्या मानना है? आप अगर आरंभिक अपनी टिप्पणी दें इसके ऊपर, आपको क्या लगता है, कितना लगता है उसके बीच में, अगर आप यस है, नो है, और उसके कारण क्या है?
सबसे पहले आप सभी को नमस्कार और जय श्री राम। मैं इसको तो नहीं मानता हूँ, हालांकि चैलेंज ज़्यादा है, पर मैं इसको मानता नहीं हूँ। और जो कि मैं मानता नहीं हूँ, तो इसलिए मैं लगा हुआ हूँ कि इसको किसी तरह से रोकना है और रिवर्स करना है। हालांकि सिचुएशन तो बहुत गंभीर है। आप सब सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से, या तो आपके मित्र और रिश्तेदार जो वहाँ रहते हैं बंगाल में, उनसे भी आप सुनते होंगे। पर बंगाल नेक्स्ट कश्मीर से भी ज़्यादा खतरा में है। मैं तो ये समझता हूँ कि इट इज़ द नेक्स्ट पाकिस्तान, अगर हम लोग अपना काम, अपना कार्य कर्तव्य नहीं किए तो चैलेंजेस तो है। बाकी मैं आगे बोलता हूँ, या भी बोल दूँ थोड़ा और?
जी, आप बोल सकते हैं। कुछ उदाहरण देके अगर आप बता सकें स्थिति कैसी है तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा।
ठीक है, देखिए वहाँ दावत का काम बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहा है। दावत मतलब जो मुस्लिम ग्रुप हैं वो हिंदुओं को दावत देते हैं और मुसलमान बनाते हैं। लफ्जियात तो एक है ही, लफ्जियात व्यापक संख्या में रोज़ होता है, रोज़। और बाकी प्योर जो दावत है, गरीब इलाके में जाकर उनके जो उलेमा है, मौलवी है, कार्यकर्ता है मुस्लिम संगठनों के, ये लोग गरीब हिंदू को दावत देते हैं, समझाते हैं, उनसे डिबेट कर लेते हैं और उनको उनका धर्म परिवर्तन कर लेते हैं, इस्लाम में उसको लेके आते हैं। और हम इसका रिवर्स काम कर रहे हैं। हम भी उनके जो ख़वातीन हैं या मोहतरमा हैं, उनके जो बहन बेटी हैं, उनके लिए मौका खोल के रखे हैं, दरवाज़ा खोल के रखे हैं कि आपको अगर पर्दा से निकलकर, बुरखे से निकलकर अपने आप को एक स्वाभाविक जो वातावरण है, परिवेश है, उसमें आना है, तो हमारा साथ आपके साथ है। और हमारे जो बहन बेटियां हैं जिनको लफ्जियात में लेके चले जाते हैं, उनको मैं वापस लाने का काम करता हूं। और ये दोनों का नंबर मिला के लगभग 5-5.5 हज़ार हो चुका है। मतलब उनका हमारे पास आना और हमारा जो गया उसको वापस लेके आना। पर ये काम बहुत इसमें बहुत पेशेंस लगता है। हम सबको पता है, मतलब घर में हर हिंदू घर का क्या परिस्थिति है। और जब कोई अपना बेटी को वापस भी लेके आता है ना, अगर वो इलाका ठीक नहीं है, माहौल ठीक नहीं है, तो उनको रख भी नहीं पाते हैं। तो उनको रखना, उनको रिहैबिलिटेट करना, ये एक दूसरा चैलेंज है। तो ये काम हो रहा है और आप सबका आशीर्वाद और सहयोग से हम लोग ये काम कर रहे हैं।
बहुत धन्यवाद। कंचन जी, आप सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट रहे हैं और आपने बंगाल में रहकर और बंगाल के बाहर रहकर भी बहुत सारा काम किया है, सच को बताया है। तो अगर हम फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन और थॉट की बात करें, तो जिस समय, आज से मैं 20 वर्ष पहले की बात कर रहा हूँ, पायनियर से जब आपका संबंध था, और उस समय जबकि बहुत कठिन था हमारी बात कहना, तो आपने, हाउ डिड यू मैनेज टू create a space, because you were one of the first ones who were creating a space for our side, for the truth to be said on Bengal and on rest of the issues. So how was it possible? How did you do it? What was the atmosphere there with you? And how did you accomplish all of this? Thank you.
Namaste. I don't think that's a question which sort of recreates a lot of bad memories, because those were times when there were only 3 Bengalis who were sort of standing up for Hindus and the Hindu cause. One was the late Chandan Mitra. He is no more with us. the other was Swapan Das Gupta, and the third was me. And that's about it. And it was a very lonely fight. It was a very lonely existence. We were boycotted socially. Finding a job was difficult. The bureaucracy would not be of any help to us. Getting your passport renewed was next to impossible. Things like that. But today I would not want to talk about myself. I would like to talk about what's happening in Bengal. I think it's very important that India should start talking about Bengal. And I will tell you why India should start talking about Bengal. Now, I don't know how many of you recall how the crisis in Kashmir began. It did not begin with any attacks on Pandits. It did not begin with any attacks on Hindus. It began with small, in retrospect, small planned incidents like the kidnapping of the then Home Minister Mufti Said's daughter, and how that was used to secure the freedom of terrorists who had been arrested and put in jail. We have forgotten that incident. We have forgotten how someone called Yasin Malik had organized an attack on an army camp over there, Air Force camp over there. So those were the small signs of things going wrong in Kashmir. We have forgotten how various separatist groups came together to form the Hurriyats. We have forgotten how there was a lot of foreign intervention happening suddenly in Kashmir. Now, let me telescope to what's happening in Bengal. When you say that he began by saying that many people say we have lost Bengal, I personally believe that unless there is urgent, decisive, and very strategic planned action in Bengal, we are going to lose Bengal. We did not lose Kashmir, but we will lose Bengal. Just as, and the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, is absolutely right, that unless there is a change in the demographic trend, unless there is a pushback, a real pushback that happens at the social, cultural, political, economic level, Assam is lost. By 2050, Assam will fall off the map of India. And around the same time, I think West Bengal will also fall off the map of India unless there is action to stop that fall from happening. We don't know what is the Muslim population of West Bengal. And when I say the Muslim population of Bengal, I am not referring to Muslim qua Muslim only. What we need to know, what is the actual number of non-indigent Bengali-speaking Muslims. Therefore, what I'm referring to are illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. We need to know how many of the Muslims in West Bengal are what are called, quote unquote, this is not my term, this is a term which has existed since the Muslim League days, Bihari Muslims. Now, these are Bihari Muslims, are basically Muslims, are Urdu-speaking Muslims. Most of them went to East Pakistan when partition happened. That was the transmigration on the eastern border. Just as the Mohajirs went to West Pakistan, the Urdu-speaking Muslims the Bihari Muslims went to East Pakistan. But over there, they were socially rejected, culturally rejected, politically rejected. And in the last 15, 20, 25 years, most of them have re-migrated back into Bengal. If you don't believe me, go to Calcutta. Almost every taxi driver whom you meet over there is an Urdu-speaking Muslim. Calcutta had the highest density of Sikh taxi drivers. I can understand they have moved on, they have gone up the economic ladder. But people who have replaced them are not indigenous Bengalis, but they are Urdu-speaking Bengalis. All trade, virtually all trade and all businesses, the biggest trade being the fruit trade in West Bengal, the wholesale vegetable trade in West Bengal, the grain trade in Bengal. Do you know, in Bengal, if a farmer wants to go and sell his paddy, I'm taking a slightly long, but I think people should need to know. This year, farmers who were going to the mandi to sell their paddy, per quintal they had to give 10 kilos of paddy as tola, that is protection money. And it was being collected by the Urdu-speaking immigrant Muslims of West Bengal. You didn't give it, your paddy would not be sold. And the biggest complaint came, interestingly, from the indigenous Bengali-speaking Muslim of West Bengal, which is the peasantry in Bengal. The census in West Bengal, just like the census in the rest of the country, I think gets the demography wrong. There is a planned manner, there is a methodical manner in which Muslims undercount themselves. So if the census person goes to a household and says, how many of you are here? So instead of saying that there are 15 of us here, he will say, hum 5 hai. So that is an undercounting of 10. And this becomes obvious from the election results. The 2021 results, BJP, we had mapped some of the people who were involved with the campaign are present over here. I was intimately involved with the campaign, and we had perfectly mapped constituency after constituency. We knew if we were losing one constituency by 5,000 votes, we knew we were losing this by 5,000 votes. But guess what? All the people whom we knew who would come out and vote for us, they came out and voted for us, but when the votes were counted, we lost by 20,000, 25,000. So the voter lists are stuffed with people who are not captured in the census. And this, believe me, is the reason why Mamata Banerjee is so desperate, so desperate to stop any enumeration from happening. She is desperate not to allow census. She is desperate not to allow NRP, which is the National Register, NPR, which is the National Population Register. And she is so dead against NRC. Because that alone can tell you, that alone can give you the exact mapping, the demographic mapping. The Prime Minister, over the last 2 months, if you see his speeches, he has started talking about the problem of skewed demography. Now, this is not about a Hindu-Muslim issue. But if you have border district after border district after border district after border district, where the population of the illegal immigrant come others goes up to 30, 35, 40, and anything above 40, you have lost that district. Because the immediate thing which happens is the migration of Hindus from those districts, they start feeling insecure. You go up to North Bengal, Hindu majority areas, Dinajpur and other places, even places like Shiliguri, New Jalpaiguri, which were Hindu refugee settlement towns, 110% Hindu population zones. There the Hindu population has now dwindled down to just above 50%. When Sharjil Imam gives a speech saying that we can cut off India's chicken neck, believe me, he is not telling a lie. He is not bluffing. They have enough Muslims in that place, and if they come out and if they just decide to sit on the national highway and block the national highways over there, we would have lost all of our northeast and anything above the chicken's neck. We are in a very, very bad situation. One politician's insatiable desire to be in power at any cost is going to cost India not only West Bengal but all the way up to Sikkim and all the way northeast up to Tripura. There is someone from Tripura here, I think. I met someone yesterday. And that person will tell you more about what's happening in Tripura. Tripura was again 110% Hindu refugee settlement area. But now it is almost 30, I'm told it's between 25 and 30% Muslim. So India needs to wake up. Forget West Bengal, even if West Bengal doesn't wake up. Just like Kashmir never woke up, but India woke up. India woke up and took care to ensure Kashmir did not fall off the map. So unless my appeal would be that India needs to wake up. And if India doesn't wake up, we are going to lose West Bengal. Kashmir will look like a teddy bear's party, and we are going to lose Assam. we are going to lose all of the northeast.